In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and silence, until the voice of God spoke, commanding light to pierce the void. The heavens, the earth, and all creation came to life, crowned by a breathtaking garden, Eden. Lush rivers flowed, trees swayed with golden fruit, and every creature roamed in perfect harmony. But amidst this paradise, God formed a man from the dust, breathing life into him, Adam. His heart beat in wonder as he walked the garden, naming the animals, feeling the warmth of the sun. Yet, something was missing. God saw his longing, and in a moment of divine artistry, he caused Adam to sleep, shaping from his side a perfect companion, Eve. When Adam awoke, his heart swelled with joy. Flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone, love was born in Eden, and for a time, all was perfect. Days turned to nights, yet neither Adam nor Eve knew sorrow, pain, or fear. They walked with God in the cool of the evening, laughter echoing between the trees. Every fruit was theirs to enjoy, except one. At the center of Eden stood the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You may eat from any tree, God warned, but not this one, for on the day you do, you will surely die. The words lingered in the air, heavy yet unquestioned. Adam and Eve obeyed, for they had no reason to doubt the one who gave them life. But in the shadows of the garden, something stirred, something cunning, something ancient, watching, waiting. One day, as Eve wandered near the forbidden tree, a voice slithered through the leaves. A serpent with eyes gleaming like polished stones coiled around the branch and spoke.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?
Eve frowned.
No, we may eat from all, except this one. If we do, we will die.
The serpent let out a soft chuckle.
You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like him, knowing good and evil.
The thought clung to Eve's mind like morning mist. She looked at the fruit. It was beautiful, inviting. She reached out, heart pounding, fingers brushing its smooth surface. Then, she plucked it. Eve held the fruit in her trembling hands. It smelled sweet, its color rich like the sunrise. A single thought echoed in her mind.
What if the serpent is right? What if God is keeping something from us?
She took a deep breath and bit into it. The juice ran down her chin, and in that moment, something inside her shifted. She turned to Adam, offering the fruit. He hesitated but saw no harm. Eve was still alive. So he too ate. The moment the fruit touched his tongue, the world changed. Their innocence was stripped away, leaving them bare, exposed. Shame rushed in like a flood. For the first time, they saw their nakedness, and they were afraid. Dread filled Adam and Eve as they scrambled for cover, weaving fig leaves to hide their bodies. Then they heard it, the voice of God, walking in the garden.
Adam, where are you?
The words sent a shiver down Adam's spine. Never before had he felt fear in God's presence. Slowly he stepped out, his head bowed.
I heard you, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid.
God's voice was heavy with sorrow.
Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?
Adam's heart pounded.
The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit, and I ate.
Eve lowered her head.
The serpent deceived me.
Silence filled the garden. Judgment had come. The air turned heavy as God looked upon them, his beloved creation, now tainted by sin. To the serpent he declared,
Cursed are you. You will crawl on your belly, and the offspring of the woman will crush your head, though you will strike his heel.
To Eve he spoke with sorrow.
Pain will fill your labor, and your desire will be for your husband, but he will rule over you.
To Adam, his words carried weight.
Because you listened instead of obeying, the ground is cursed. Through toil and sweat you will eat, and in the end, you will return to dust.
The weight of their choices settled upon them. Then, God did something unexpected. He made garments of animal skins and clothed them, a sign of his mercy even in judgment. A fiery sword flashed at the entrance to Eden, wielded by an angel. The way to the tree of life was now closed. Adam and Eve stood at the edge of their lost paradise, tears in their eyes. Eden was no longer their home. The world before them was wild, untamed, full of thorns and toil. Yet, as they walked away, clothed by God's mercy, a promise lingered in their hearts. One day, a child would be born from Eve's line, a savior who would crush the serpent's power and restore what was lost. They carried this hope with them into the unknown. Life outside Eden was difficult. Adam tilled the stubborn soil, and Eve bore children in pain. But even in suffering, they remembered God's words, the promise of redemption. As generations passed, the weight of sin grew heavier, but so did the hope of a coming deliverer. Prophets would rise, speaking of a Messiah who would restore what was lost. And in the fullness of time, through Eve's descendants, a child would be born. Not in a garden, but in a humble stable. He would walk the earth, bearing humanity's sin, crushing the serpent's power through his sacrifice. And through him, the gates of a greater paradise would open once more. The story of Adam and Eve was only the beginning. The true redemption was yet to come.